So today we are going to start an install for a sprinkler system. Not a big one, small property. So this will be a good one for me to get some good footage on, from start to finish on the thing. So I'm headed over. My guys had to stop off in a neighborhood and winterize a sprinkler system for a client. So I'm headed over, should beat them to the property, and I'm gonna start getting everything laid out, painted off, like where the heads go, and where the lines will run, so the guys that know, where to trench and all that. So yeah, y'all stay tuned. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get good footage of everything, and that way give someone a better understanding of how an irrigation system goes in. And of course people do it differently, so how I learned to do it and how I do it may be a little different from someone else, but still the same concept. And anyway, y'all stay tuned. I appreciate you watching. All right, y'all, I've made it here to the property. Gonna start laying out this sprinkler system. You can see there's a lot of utility lines that we're gonna have to work around. Phone, internet. Yellow is the gas line. Red's electric. That electric runs all the way through, but that's no big deal. Just have to hand dig. So what I usually do is, like, I'll paint. So for instance, right here on the corner of the property line, and this is you can see a small yard, so it's going to be a spray head. So I X for the sprays, and then I put a circle where the rotors will go. So there'll be a few rotors in the backyard back there, but mainly this whole system will be the majority spray heads. So I'm gonna get started on that, and I'll show you. So this spray heads, we're going to use some 15 van nozzles, so 15 feet. So we'll walk it off too. Alright, so see, your next one will be here, spray, and then you'll have one at the corner of the sidewalk right there. Same way over here, corner of the sidewalk. And actually there's 12 feet to this corner, so that'll be perfect. And then we'll do the ones in the beds right here, same thing, corner. This corner. Corner of that bed, and that's actually going to spray this little piece of grass here too. And then same thing, go down the house 15 feet there, and that is 10 feet to there. Alright, so that kind of gives you an idea of how to lay them out. I'm going to finish doing the whole yard, and guys should be here soon, and we'll get started on digging out. We're gonna have to bore under this sidewalk right here, and because there's our water meter where we're gonna tap into the line. So yep, that'll be a job getting under that sidewalk, but no big deal. All right, y'all stay tuned, guys. Okay, so I've got everything painted off, or I've got where the location of all the sprinkler heads painted off. So now I'm gonna come back in and just kind of dot a line all the way around, showing the path of how we're gonna route the pipes to the yard. And then that way all the guys have to do is, whoever's running the trencher, just follow my dotted line all the way around. And then the guys know. So like I've already started dotting this one, and I'll show you an example. So that line's going to come through go under the fence and go through the backyard and go all the way around the house. All right, so right here, the trench will run through right here, but then that's over to the sprinkler head. So the other guys will come back through and be hand digging from the main trench where the trencher's running over to the sprinkler heads. So that's how I do it, and it just helps us. It's kind of like a little system we have. They know. Pretty simple, just follow the lines. So anyway, I'm gonna finish painting that around, and we'll be ready to roll here shortly. We got the trencher running, trenches are going in. Guys in the front trying to get under the driveway up here. I mean the sidewalk, trying to get a sleeve underneath there. This is definitely the toughest part, this and covering up all these trenches when you're done. But once you get this part out of the way, all the digging and everything, it goes pretty fast. See, we're about 1.5 foot down on the trench. This is what we usually try to stay with. He's made good progress. We've got the whole backyard trench. That's our trencher set up there. For these little small jobs, that thing is perfect. I've got another trencher for my skid steer that we use on like new construction, and where I don't have to worry about tearing the yard to pieces. Basically all he's got left is trench this side over here and a little bit in the front. Alright, I'm going to go back and help these guys see if we can get underneath this sidewalk up here in the front. Got a metal sleeve in there right over here that makes a hole where we can put like 1.5 inch pipe for a sleeve to get our 1 inch through. So they're just working it back and forth right now, make the hole a little bigger. So he's just gonna drive it in with the sledgehammer. Getting on the sidewalk pretty easy most of the time, unless you're getting some terribly hard ground. Well, that's how we do it. So we'll get that drove through in a hole big enough, and then we'll just slide a piece of 1 inch, I mean 1.5 inches, use it for a sleeve, and then when we start running our pipe for our irrigation, we have a sleeve big enough to get our 1 inch pipe through. All right, now we got everything trenched. We're working on getting everything, all the hand digging done, and we are getting ready to lay out where our valves are going to go. So customer wants the controller inside the garage right here, which is this wall. So we always, it's better to put the valves where you're not having to run as much wire, save money that way. So we're going to have one valve over here on this side that's going to control everything in the front, and then the wire run down this trench here, and then the valve for the backyard here and the other side of the driveway we're going to put right here off this wall. So we'll paint it out here. There'll be 2 valves in this trench right here. So that'll let everybody know how to dig this out for the valves. And then we'll go around over here on this side and mark out for that one valve there, and that'll be it. So yeah, on this side of the house we'll have another valve, and I painted it a while ago. Get it set right here. This will be the first head on it, and that valve will get all these heads. You can tell the guys have hand dug up to where the heads are going, and that'll get all this in the front yard. Just want to show you this where we're going to be connecting here. I've got to run to the store and get a cutoff valve and a couple things that we didn't have on the truck for this. But basically we'll have to put a T in that line running right here. Put a T right there, and then a blowout where we can winterize it, blowout fitting, and then that main line will come down this trench right here and connect out there with the main one. So, all right, like I said, I'm gonna run to the store real quick and get some fittings, cutoff valves, and everything, you know, stuff that we don't normally keep regular in the truck, so we can get the main line hooked up there at the meter, out, you know, in front of the meter, and get a blowout fitting to be able to winterize the thing, because we're gonna have to turn around right after we get it installed, get everything adjusted, and winterize it, because, you know, I mean, heck, we're getting in the 20s most days. So anyway, everything's going pretty good. We did I meant to show you, and I'll show you, we did hit an unmarked fiber optic cable. It was like 2 foot away from where the one that was marked, and he was trenching, and of course hit it, and would have no clue what it goes to. We don't know if it's the neighbors or the customer that we're working for still has a internet, so we know it's not his. And then the guys got on up in the yard hand digging, and there were a couple more. They didn't cut them, luckily, but there were a couple more fiber optic cables on up in the yard next to the house that were not marked. So who knows? Sometimes it'll be older cables, you know, that maybe you know, customers swap companies or something like that, and so hopefully that's what's going on there, and I don't have to get a internet company out to fix the neighbor's fiber optic line. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. We're gonna get back out. We're making good progress. Should get that system piped in today, and maybe the wires ran, and then come back in the morning and finish, you know, get everything covered up and cleaned up, hopefully. So y'all stay tuned. All right, I'll show y'all what I had to go get cut off and everything. So there's the meter. The pipe was right in here, main line to the house, so we tapped into it. Shut off right there for the sprinkler system, and this is to winterize the line, just like I showed you in one of my other earlier videos. We were winterizing a sprinkler system. So there's a fitting, air chuck fitting, that screws in here. This is threaded, and of course the cutoff will be off when we're doing it. Air hose chuck screws in here, hook the air compressor to it, turn each zone on one by one, and it blows all the water out of the lines. So we put these on every system we install. So sometimes in Mississippi we don't get cold enough, but our last few winters we've been down in the teens and single digits at night at some point, you know, through the last couple winters. So anyway, that's just something we do. We've about got these, they got this whole zone piped in. About to get where we can run the wires on this zone and start covering the trenches. We got to get the funny pipe put on, but Other than that, got a guy coming around now that's doing the funny pipe, and we'll be covering up shortly. Alright guys, right here is a valve manifold we glued in. Got our main line run around to it, and they're starting to glue the zones in for the lateral lines now. And this first zone he's gluing in right there is for this backyard, the rotor zone back here. So, and the next one, which we'll glue next, is for the sprays that go start over here on this side of the driveway. First one's right there, and they go all the way down and end down at the street. So the other guys are gluing this zone in the front. It stops right here in this flower bed. Goes all the way around through the front yard here. Here's a single valve manifold here that is the valve zone for this front yard section up here. So it runs all the way through, covers this front yard and a little bit on the left side of the house. So these guys up here doing that, they just got the pipe through under that sleeve that we put in. Here's this fiber optic line that we cut. As you can see, marked over here, that orange mark. Cut it right there. And we're a little off on their marking, or either that wire's no good anymore. Outside wall. So one of the guys gonna get a tape measure so we can figure where to run the wires up out here. We're gonna measure over from the corner to the plug, and then same way out here on this outside, and that's where we'll run the wiring for the controller. All right, y'all, we to the point of pulling the wire down now and pulling it down to this last valve over here. Got it in the trench. He's gonna go, he's got the roll up there on the inside, on the other side of the fence, so those other two valves, and then into the house from there. All right, I'm at this valve here, this single valve manifold. We use a multi-strand wire like this. You can see I'm using blue and white. Well, of course, white's the ground, but I'm using blue for the hot. And I just always wrap the extras around. Of course, they'll use two more colors, you know, on the other two valves in the back. So that's how it is, and we just got to get our valve box put on, and we can. The guys are still finishing up the funny pipe, and we can cover it up. All right, we're getting the last little bit of the funny pipe on. Other guys at the trucks getting the heads put together. Funny pipe on here. We almost to the point we're gonna blow these lines out and you know, get all the dirt out of the lines, and then we will we'll start covering up. Well, actually, I've got one guy in the back. He's already started covering. We gotta get all this stuff picked up, and we're gonna call it a day here soon after we get everything blown out, and we'll come back in the morning, put the heads on, and finish covering everything up and clean up all of our mess and everything. Yeah, there's Will raking in these trenches back here. All right, pretty good day, guys, out here. I'll show you what we, blowing the lines out. It's pretty simple, but all right. Thank y'all for watching. All right, y'all, we got the guys got the heads put together. These are the spray heads. We always put our barb, well, not always, but usually put them in the side right here instead of the bottom. So we take this cap that comes on the side, put it down here in the bottom, and our barb there. So on this one, we're using a 15 Vans, and then there's some side strips that's gonna go down this driveway here. So probably it's a center side strip, not this. And then on our rotors, that's we use Rainbird spray heads, and then we use a Hunter PGP rotor. So that's just my kind of weird to use a Rainbird spray and a Hunter rotor, but that's what I've done over the years. I like the Rainbird sprays, but I don't like the Rainbird rotors, and I like the Hunter rotors, and I don't like the Hunter sprays. So this is what I've done. In the same way, when tomorrow when we install a controller, it's going to be a Hunter controller too. So anyway, we're going to get over here and get this thing blown up. All right, y'all, we're going to blow this system out. He's going to cut the valve on. All right, you can cut it on. Check that. Got it there. We got water there. Yep. Right here. Is that all of them? We good? All right, we're good. All right, guys, that zone's good. No leaks. All right, here's the back. Here's the last one on. Alright, that's good. We got all the lines blown out. We're gonna get out of here for today. Hey everybody, day 2, this irrigation install. We're headed out this morning we've got to put the heads on, the sprinkler heads. We've got to get the wire ran into conduit and inside the garage, get the controller mounted in the garage, and also have to get the all the trenches covered up and all the mess we've made in his yard and on the driveways and sidewalks. Got to get all that blown off, and probably have to hose it down with a water hose and all. But anyway, we should get done out here today, and get this thing finished up for this customer and move on to the next one. We've got another one about, I don't know, 5-6 houses down from this one to do, so we'll probably do it. It looks like some rain coming in the next day or two, so it'll be a few days, but gonna get there and get that one knocked out as well. All right, y'all, back out here today. Irrigation install. We are putting the heads on. See the guys here in the front starting to put heads on, and we're going to work on getting the controller installed, getting the wires ran into the garage and everything mounted. So So y'all stay tuned and we'll get this thing finished up today. All right, we just got the wire fished through the inside here. Got a junction we're gonna mount here. The controller up here where wire will go through the junction and straight to the bottom of the controller. All right, here on the outside we've got another junction here that we mounted. Have a cover there, flex conduit down, and we're waiting. Jamie's going to get some more clamps to clamp it to this brick, and that's it. Then we'll get inside and mount the controller on the wall and get it all programmed and ready for the customer to use. It's a Wi-Fi controller, Hunter HPC 400. So he'll be able to use it on his phone, computer, whatever, anything Wi-Fi capable. All right, we got everything wired up on the inside here. Got our junction coming in, going up into the controller. Wires up to our module, ground here, and we're ready. We're good. We got it going. So, like I said, this is a Hunter HPC Wi-Fi controller, and it's waiting on us to go through our Wi-Fi setup. I may not be able to set it up. The customer had to go out of town today for work. So if I can't get all of his Wi-Fi information and everything, I'll have to come back like next week one day when he's home and get it all set up for him and get the app on his phone. If y'all ain't never used the Hunter Irrigation boxes, they got a Hunter Hydroize app that you download on your phone and program everything that way, and that's how you get it all set up. Anyway, all right, the guys are finishing up putting the heads on now, and we're gonna start turning this thing on and testing and get the heads adjusted, and then we'll get everything covered up. Getting everything covered up now, and dirt scooped up. It's the messy part. We're gonna have to wash his drive, his sidewalk, and what we do is get the trenches filled in like you see right here, and then we'll take a backpack blower and blow this on each side, kind of scatter it out. It makes it look a whole lot better than what this is looking right now. But anyway, I'll show you when we get finished. Look totally different. So we got this left, and we decided to wait to adjust the heads until we get everything covered up, finished, so that we didn't get all the water on this dirt and make it muddy. So we'll cover up at the end. We'll adjust at the end. All right, guys, we got everything braked in, trenches neatly done, heads are on. We've been going through adjusting them. Now, got the pine straw put back in order in the beds. Looks a whole lot better. I'll show you these things running in a few minutes. Okay, I'm here at the controller, and I'm just going to run through the 3 zones real quick and check everything out. We've got them pretty much everything adjusted, and I'm just mainly started. I won't be able to set this thing up until I get him here and where we can set it up on his phone on the app. But I do have it connected to the Wi-Fi. All right, so you can see zone runs running. I just did it for 5 minutes just to check it. And that's this zone right over here. So right here on these, you can see the little narrow strip of grass. I had to, we had to put some side strips on these so they don't spray too far over on the neighbor's property there. And then we went back, got through the gate here. The property line gets a little wider, so we went back to the 15 band nozzles. So, yep, got pretty good coverage on these. And then this zone also, we had to, it comes and there's 4 heads on this other little small strip of grass on the other side of the house on it. Right here, down to the AC unit. All right, let's go to number 2. It's so much easier on these controllers when you got them set up on your phone. I could just be running this on my phone right now. All right, we'll stop it. Go back, zone 2. We'll run 5 minutes. Okay, all right. And zone 2 is this backyard. It's the rotor zone. So it's a small backyard, but we've got good coverage on this. Over here I put a PGJ rotor because it's such a small space right here. I didn't want to just waste water blowing it out in those woods back there. So that's a 100 PGJ instead of the larger PGPs like we've got on these others. All right. Go to zone 3. Zone 3 is going to be the biggest zone, really. It's in the front and covers all the front beds and everything. So zone 3, run. Go 5 minutes on that as well. And there we go. That one started. Go check it out. Taking in a minute. Alright, it ends right there with that one. There we go. They still got air in them. Good coverage down this side. So far, so good. Everything is looking good. Just this a little bit. Get it up. There we go. Now we got it. And I put right there in the center of that bed, I put a 12-inch head there instead of, these are all 1806 spray heads, you know, Rainbow spray heads. That's an 18-inch, so that's a 6-inch head. So, you know, to get up over those shrubs right there, I put a 12-inch there. So, wouldn't have any problems down the road, especially those shrubs are gonna get through you. All right. That's a wrap on this one, guys. Like I said, I gotta come back next week when he gets back in town and get him all programmed in on his app so he can start using it. And then basically what I'm gonna do is, I mean, we're in the winter here. You know, it's like 20 something this morning, so as soon as I get him going on it, then we're gonna come back by and winterize the thing. But it'll be ready for him next spring when he needs it the most. So all he'll have to do is cut it on and start using it. All right, guys, that is, I appreciate y'all watching this on this irrigation install, and y'all stay tuned, more things on the way. I appreciate y'all watching. God bless you. Hey, like and subscribe, guys.